Alright, I know I said don't let me get off topic for any reason, but if I have to keep looking at research papers, I'm gonna put my head through a goddamn wall. No, none of these papers have anything I can even use. Yeah, so do you remember how my group in chemistry is working on extracting that antioxidant from tea? Not even a little bit? Doesn't sound a little familiar? I've been working on it for like 3 months. Do you listen when I talk to you? It's like you don't even like me. Okay, well, let's test it. What's my name? Wow, you should be so proud. Yeah, no, I know you've been really stressed. You've been writing that paper on Faulkner since the dawn of time. But if it makes you feel any better, if for some reason I needed to give, I don't know, an hour-long presentation on how Faulkner writes about women in Absalom, I could do that shit easy. Well, I mean, it might be useful, right? What if I get pulled over by a Faulkner scholar or something? That could save me from a ticket. And I'm just saying, that's why I'm glad I listen when you rant, but whatever. No, don't worry about it. I'm just complaining recreationally. No, seriously, it's super dry. Unless you want to fall asleep in the middle of this library, you don't need to listen to it. Are you sure? And you're not just being polite? But would you tell me if you were? Yeah, okay, I guess that's fair. So, do you know what a free radical is? Yeah, so electrons really like being in pairs. So if you have an electron that doesn't have a pair, it makes a really, really reactive molecule, and we call that a free radical. So when a free radical comes into contact with other stuff, it normally rips it apart. It's trying to grab an electron so that it gets more stable. It's kind of like if you had, let's say you had 10 second graders in a classroom, and you threw a basket of 9 cookies in. Only 9 of the kids are going to get to eat cookies, so that 10th kid is going to go insane. He's going to start throwing elbows and yelling and ripping things off the walls. So an antioxidant is just a molecule that can stabilize a free radical. So if you go back to that weird analogy where it sounds like I'm locking kids in a classroom with nothing to eat but cookies, an antioxidant would be one of the kids that has 2 cookies for some reason instead of 1. Maybe they had, I don't know, maybe they had a cookie with their lunch, so they had an extra one. So that's the free radical, right? It can share the cookie with the kid that's currently crying. The name of the antioxidant in the green tea that we're talking about is EGCG. And if for some reason you get pulled over by someone who wants to hear a lot about chemistry, it stands for epigallocatechin gallate. So that's a little fun fact. The problem is that we don't really know how EGCG is stabilizing our crying second grader. We have some theories about how it might be donating the electron, but we don't really know how the electrons are getting pushed around exactly. Now, you know me. My group is definitely not smart enough to figure that shit out, but we're trying to figure out the best way to extract EGCG from tea. That way a lab later down the line can start looking more into the mechanism. You know what? I think I fully understand why you would tune this out. I think I would too. Do you want to take a break? No, besides the 3-minute break that you just took to listen to me whine. Okay, cool. Let me just, Sweet. So, what were you listening to while you were studying? Jesus Christ, again? At this point, I think you're within your rights to talk to the band directly and ask for some royalties or something. Yeah, you've got to be 40% of the plays that band gets on Spotify. Alright, but what were you listening to before that? Wait, that sounds familiar. Why do those songs sound so Wait, fuck you. Is this from the same playlist that Laura made you 3 years ago? Come on. No, I like the Smiths as much as the next guy, but believe it or not, there is a hard limit to how much I can listen to the lead singer talk about how he's never gonna love again. Gets real old. So we've got to find you some new music, and we should probably start looking after Y2K. Come on. You're telling me you have something better to do? The paper's only worth 30% of your grade. That gives you a 70% buffer. Sweet. So I'm just going to ask you some questions and then write down the answers here. Well, yeah, I take my job pretty seriously. If I don't write down your answers, how am I supposed to compile them into a list of music? If I give out bad recommendations, you tell your friends, then my reputation gets tarnished. My honor's at stake here. Okay, finally. So, what is your favorite genre or genres? Please, please give me another answer other than that you listen to everything. That's what everyone says. And that doesn't narrow down the list at all. Just tell me 5 artists that you like. Mm-hmm. Oh, so that sounds like alt and indie? So when do you mostly listen to music then? And when you listen to music, do you normally listen to the lyrics, or do you just kind of listen for the vibe? Well, yeah. Do you remember when we were in my car last week and I put on that song by Alt J? Yeah, Fitz Pleasure, you got it. So as long as you're not listening too carefully to the lyrics, that song is really, really good. How often do you just close your eyes and listen to music? I feel like you're not taking these questions seriously enough. Well, if you keep saying shit like, I only listen to music on the 3rd of March when a cold wind blows and I'm face down in a puddle, I'm gonna recommend music for that occasion. You're gonna fuck around and find out. There's a lot riding on these answers. All I'm saying is that you need to behave, okay? Just behave. Let me think. Alright, here's a good one. What's your favorite hue of green? Okay, stop laughing. You're gonna get us kicked out. Olive is a really strong choice, actually. That eliminates some bands. So that's I'm glad you said that. What are the 16 numbers on the front of your credit card and then the 3 goofy little numbers on the back? I'm not allowed to make jokes? Wow, so they need to be funny to be considered a joke. Ouch. Well, my hurt ego aside, I think I have a list that's just about ready. Yeah, I think so. Give me a second. Actually, 1 second. I have a couple more questions because I have some bands that I'm not really sure about. Do you listen to vinyl ever? Or do you just listen digitally? No, I don't fuck with vinyl at all, but vinyl is a very specific kind of person, so that would change what I'm recommending. Do you like going on walks at night? Yeah, because I have some music for that. I really like walking at night, so I have a lot of music that I use just for that. And are you a morning or a night person? That is a surprisingly detailed answer. No, I appreciate it. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so I've narrowed down the list. I think I'm ready to present my findings. So, first of all, I think you would like Arctic Monkeys. You've probably heard them before. Do I Want to Know got really popular back in 2013. So, you'd probably like them, and I would start with that album that got really popular. It's called AM. That's the one where Do I Want to Know, that's where it's from. But in particular, I think you would really like their album called Humbug. It's a lot more grungy, and I think that suits your mood a little bit better. Next, do you remember the music in Euphoria and how you said you really like it? Yeah, I completely forgot to mention to you, but the person that makes the artist that makes the music is called Labyrinth. And they're all really good, so yeah, there's that. I'm a really big fan of Glass Animals, and I think they would suit your style. So I will warn you, I don't like their newest album at all, but their first 2 albums are fucking bangers. The first album kind of feels like there's a cool breeze in the middle of spring, and you're sitting in the middle of a clearing in the jungle. The second album feels a lot more grounded. It's kind of like it's a cold summer night and you're going for a walk in the city. Well, yeah, I like to think about what the atmosphere would be when I'm listening to a particular band or like an album or something. Anyways, so the Marias are really good too. Their music kind of feels like driving around in the middle of fall with your windows down. Yeah, it's jazzy-ish and retro. It's really nice. And then finally there's Crumb. So Crumb, I don't know how to describe them actually, but The vocalist is really, really, really good, and they have like a cozy kind of tone, so they're nice for studying. Yeah. So let me know if you like those, and then I also have some individual songs to recommend. So maybe I don't think you'd like the artists themselves, but this song in particular you might like. Now you don't need to be you don't need to be taking notes. It's all in the playlist. I have it like down here. Yeah, the point of this was for you to avoid doing work. Okay. So Mac Miller, you'd probably like Dang and What's the Use. They're both really nice. I like to use them while I'm cooking. Someone to Spend Time With by Los Retros. November Is Come by the Gorillas. Body Paint by the Arctic Monkeys. I know I already recommended them, but it's really, really, really important to me that you listen to this song. I'm serious. Pinky promise then. I just want to make sure you're taking this seriously. So let's get back to the list. Apocalypse by Cigarettes After Sex. That felt like a lot of prepositions. Another Lover by Little Dragon's really good. Then I have some more songs that are kind of like rock. I'm not really sure if you would like them, but if you did like rock, you'd probably start here. So Queens of the Stone Age, I think you would really like. No One Knows and The Way You Used to Do are very good. Then Not the Same Anymore by The Strokes is a really good song. That entire album is kind of gold. You've probably heard them before, right? You like Reptilia. What's another popular one? Someday is really good. Last Night. Yeah. Yeah, so if you've liked those three songs, you're probably going to like Not the Same Anymore. It's also good. Plug-in Baby by Muse is really nice. That's a classic. I heard that song first on Guitar Hero 5, and I've loved it ever since. I have one more song, but it's kind of out there. It's Math Rock. Stop laughing. No, please, just listen to it once. Okay, listen to the first 40 seconds of it. Yeah, it's Goat by Polyphia. Wipe that grin off your face. Just give it a shot, please. Okay. Yeah, I'll send the link over. Yeah, I have the link ready. Do you think I fuck around? I'm pretty professional. So, there you go, and you should get it in a second or two. Make sure you let me know if you like or hate any or all of those, I guess. Well, yeah, I mean, how am I supposed to give music to you next time if you don't tell me or not whether or not I did well here? Yeah, so that'll be $29.99, and if you take the 5-minute survey on the back of this here receipt, you get a bonus song recommendation next time. And just make sure you mention my name to my manager. You keep saying that I'm not funny, but you're the one that's